Hello, this has been from Adventures on Zero, and welcome to the S2 Dilmar tank bag install video. We're going to get started with just a quick orientation of everything that you see in this picture, what all comes with your order whenever you buy this accessory from me. Hopefully try to clarify some confusing things about SW Motec when it comes with their bags. So first, let's go from left to right, top to bottom in this video. On the left is the S2 Dilmar tank bag mount. This is the prototype that I use to get the fitment and the placement right. You may be saying to yourself, Ben, that looks pretty janky. Pretty much all the accessories that are on my bikes are all the prototypes that I use to get the fitment right. So this was originally unfinished, threw some spray paint on it, and then just from me using it, the paint got messed up. But yours will look a little bit different than this and in much better condition. All right, moving on to the center of the screen. That is the SW Motec Ion tank bag ring, and this is the mount that you use to attach to the tank bag mount, which lets you quickly mount and unmount or dismount the tank bag from the mount itself. And then we've got 6 screws, so you're going to get 4 14mm screws and 2 6mm screws. Ion tank bag ring uses 4 14mm tank bag rings, and then the Pro ring uses 2 14mm bolts and 2 8mm bolts for the lower mounting points. We'll see that in just a second. And then we have the 2 rubber washers that comes with your order. That's to protect the paint on your tank plastics. 2 bits that we're going to use for this install, the T25 Torx 25 bit and a Torx 15 bit. And then moving to the right, again, is the Pro tank ring from SW Motec, and then just a simple bit screwdriver. All right, so let's go ahead and go into the install. All right, so take your T25 Torx bit, and you're going to remove 3 bolts that are on the top plastics. You've got 2 right there where I'm unscrewing at, and you've got 1 a little bit further up top. These are super easy to take off and to put back on. Now you can use a torque wrench that is capable of inch pounds, not foot pounds, inch pounds, and you're going to want to torque those down to 52 to 58 inch pounds of torque. However, I just do mine hand tight, and it's pretty easy. So put the 2 rubber washers down on the 2 lower mounting points. Again, that protects the plastics from getting scratched by the aluminum plate. And then just thread them in place. Again, hand tight. I do all these bolts hand tight. I don't worry about torque values on these. And I've never had a bolt come out because it's been hand tight. So you can play with the adjustments or the alignment a little bit here. Get all 3 screws in first, and then you tighten them down, just to make it easy. All right, so on the very front of the tank bag ring, you're going to notice like a little cutout. That is for your USB-C cable. And you just pass it through there. Okay, so you can see clearly here the jankiness of this, but you also notice that I'm missing a couple holes on mine. Again, this was the prototype version. I added the Pro ring support after this prototype was ordered. So the one that you order, it's going to have the mounting points for the Pro ring. On mine, it doesn't. So here we have the actual product, the finished one, and you can see that it's got the 2 mounting points at the bottom there. So those bottom holes on that tank bag ring, that's where the 8mm M5, I'm pretty sure it's an M5 bolt. So go ahead and take your 4 14mm bolts, go ahead and kind of preload them there, and then you're just gonna, again, tighten these down hand tight. This is with a T15 Torx bit, or the metric equivalent if you have like an Allen key, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna pause it right here. SW Motec is really confusing with their tank bag systems and stuff like that. They have multiple mounting tank rings for all their bags. The mounting hole pattern that you see here, that is for the Pan America gas cap tank ring. And so that's what the whole pattern is based off of. So they have the Ion tank bags, they have the Pro tank bags, but you can also buy a Pro bag with an Ion ring or an Ion bag with a Pro ring. So it's all, I don't want to say that it's interchangeable, but it's just confusing that you have a tank bag lineup called Pro, a tank bag ring called Pro, and it's just really confusing. You go to order, just read my website. I've got the actual part numbers listed to kind of help avoid any confusion or anything like that. Secondly, if you're going to use the ion tank bag ring, which is what I have mounted here, you're going to want to have that mounted as far forward on this particular tank bag. You have to install this tank bag catch yourself. The Pro lineup of tank bag rings, it comes with an adjustable track, so there's no like drilling or anything like that required. I don't have one of those, so I can't really comment too much on it. But for this particular tank bag that I'm using, I had to push that mount all the way up to the very front whenever I punctured to add the bolts and stuff to collapse it down. They've got directions on how to do this with all their bags and stuff, so don't be intimidated by that. Also, you notice that I have a little piece of foam in the front there. That's to kind of help the bag from rattling around a little bit. It's you get plastic on plastic there, and it's not the most snug fit. And so I just took a little piece of, I want to say that this is 1-inch foam, and that just kind of acts as like a little bit of a buffer. Maybe it's 1.5 inches. That just acts as a little bit of a buffer, kind of helps stop and really eliminate any of the rattling sounds. But these bags are super easy to mount, super easy to take off, nice and sturdy. Install's done. Thanks for watching.